Session 1 of Unit 4. This session would introduce you to the background of nuclear concepts and nuclear cross-section. By the end of this session, you should be able to give a simple introduction to the background of nuclear cross-section. In this slide, we'll be looking at nuclear cross-section. In nuclear chemistry, one of the ways to understand the nucleus is by nuclear reaction. And to induce nuclear reaction, then we need to bombard the nucleus by particles. These particles could be protons, neutrons, or electrons. But we have already stated that the nuclei or the atom is made up of a lot of empty spaces, which means that when we incident these particles on the atom, most of these particles will pass through the atom, and that only few amount of these particles will actually interact with the target nucleus to cause a nuclear reaction. But the question we ask is it possible to calculate how much of these incidented particles will actually react with a nucleus to bring about nuclear reaction? To do this kind of calculations, we need to know something known as nuclear cross-section. We can simply explain the nuclear cross-section as an area around the nucleus on which, when incidented particles interact with, will lead to a nuclear reaction. The nuclear cross-section tells us about the probability of a nuclear reaction occurring. And so if the particular nucleus has a larger nuclear cross-section, then there is a higher probability of it interacting with a particle to bring about a nuclear reaction. This nuclear cross-section will depend on different kind of properties. For example, what kind of particle is incidented on it. So if it's proton, neutron, or even electrons, will determine the kind of interaction that it will have with the nucleus. We know protons, since they are positively charged, will definitely be repelled by the nucleus, and then electrons will possibly be attracted toward the nucleus. When a nucleus is bombarded by a particle, it can give several emissions depending on the energy of the bombarding particle. If the energy of the bombarding particle is so high, it can give a particular emission, and if it's so low, it can give a particular emission. The standard unit for measuring nuclear cross-section, which is denoted by the sigma, is referred to as the band, and it is equal to 10 to 28 meter square or 10 to 24 centimeter square. So this is the sigma right here. We can calculate the cross-section for individual interactions, and at the same time calculate the cross-section for all possible interactions. In this case, it is called the total cross-section. This is a self-assessment question which I want you to think about.